Good call. So we're at a point where the feathers, the first group, those heroes, they did die at the hands of Strahd. Now, in the back, Strahd doesn't know this, but the Raven Queen kind of gave them a second chance at life, pulled them out of Barovia. And so while they didn't get the final kill, they did kind of get the final kind of say laugh, in that they are one of the few heroes to ever escape the kind of torment of Barovia without killing the Master of the Realm. Um, and it almost seems that that was just one of the many plans of the Raven Queen. Like the first movement, as her second movement, she's brought in kind of her disciples, um, her squad that we are going to meet tonight, who are figuring things out and deciding their approach to taking down Strahd. That sound you hear in the background are the constant trees that are falling, uh, and from the blast, the constant dropping of debris from the Mount Gawkus, since it has erupted. And the portal of the Dark Lord is up there opening. Um, from our Fangs side, we have a group that is kind of ragtag. All had their own number of reasons for being in Barovia or what they want out of Barovia, um, and it just made sense for them to work together. Strahd has kind of used that to his advantage. Has kind of brought them together. They've kind of gelled, and they've recently uncovered, another threat, while gaining, also while uncovering some dark truths and some dark powers up at the temple on the mountain, um, up at Gawkus, which is where the Amber Temple is. The Amber Temple was right above, not far, down that mountain is where the swamp area where Lasaga was. So it was natural that as that devastation occurred, kind of brought you all together in the same area. Uh, our fangs were on the mighty dragon, Fido. Fido has crashed, and our feathers took the opportunity to finish him off in a very simple way. It almost seemed too convenient, but like someone said last game, the Raven Queen provides. And after uh, that happened, we start to see that the other, as this mist is rolling across the swamp, every one by one, these other characters are revealed, and stand before each other for the first time. Before we get started, why don't we go around and since and just introduce yourself, who you're playing, since everybody is not used to playing with everyone, and a little bit about your character, like what they look like, so we can kind of imagine this person. Some of your characters have gone through some interesting transformations, so it would be nice to to reiterate what they look like. And it's just so we all see who's before us and what race and class you're playing, all that jazz. So somebody can just kick it off, or I can kind of go down the list as I see it. All right, I think Loban. We'll start with Nick.
Yes. Loban is a Shadrakai. He is a warlock, a hexblade, devout follower of the Raven Queen. He sees himself as a professional, spy, assassin, you name it, he'll get the job done. He is a bit shaken up by how things have turned out, but I think that he has gotten his second wind and ready to carry out his duty.
Nice, and he is a feather
Yes.
for the Raven Queen. And if anyone doesn't know the Shadrakai, but they are kind of the pale skinned, uh, almost they almost look like elves or elvish, but almost vampiric. But I know Loban's character looks more human
Looks
in
more
nature.
human.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Awesome. We'll then go with Josh.
I am playing Datura. He is also a Shadar Kai. He is an Echo Knight, and he is a proud feather for the Raven Queen. He currently is swathed in heavy armor and black robes. He wears a helm with the beak of a raven, and underneath that he looks where Loben is very human. No one would mistake Datura for human. He is albino white with red eyes and very prominent elven ears.
Nice. All right. Um, excellent. So then those are our two. We'll then move. We'll keep going with feathers. So then next on my list would be Eric.
I'm Eric. I'm playing Kador Ravenmaw. He is a half orc, a paladin, a Oath of Conquest. Has a history of, before he was a servant of the Raven Queen, a general, and wants to see law and order established. And through very personal experiences, became one of her servants. He's seems very, when you first meet him, not someone with a very dynamic personality until he starts barking orders, until he's on the battlefield. But he does have a very commanding presence, just his mannerisms, the way he stands, the way he looks around. Very classic half orc, rugged face, but also kind of handsome. And he's got a scar right down here,
Nice.
in his eye. So, and always has that cape behind him, just billowing on his armor.
Very, very cool. And then from Kador to Eddie. Unless you're
He had
busy,
to
Eddie, I'll
step
move on.
out.
Oh, Eddie stepped out. So yeah. So then Nikki.
I am playing Elray. She is a halfling Gloomstalker ranger. She has long silver hair and is in black, like a black hooded cloak, and then black leather clothing underneath it, best to dance in and out of the shadows. Handy with a crossbow. And she is probably the most skeptical of the feathers, and she is looking for a lost friend.
All right, excellent. I'll move over Eddie until he comes back, and we will move to our fangs. And starting off, I'll go with Benji.
I'm playing Quake. He's an Earth Genasi. I imagine him to kind of look. I have a picture of him. Kind of look, kind of like something like this. He's kind of made of stone. He's kind of born of the earth. Yeah, he's a sorcerer bard. He studied magic and spells after locking him away for many years, and got a feeling that heard a voice saying to seek out a group, and he found that group and joined them, and have been on a few good battles, and yeah, he's kind of trying to figure out what his overall goal is right now. He's kind of looks to gaining more power. At first it was more revenge, but I think he's kind of relaxed that endeavor a little bit. I think he kind of just wants to seek a little bit more power to kind of level out the playing fields with him and his the rest of the party.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you, Benji. And it's good to see Quake there. I'll move to one of our, almost needs no introduction, how sinister this one is, but Renee.
So I'm playing this guy behind me, who is Creus. He is a House Thorani Mark of Shadows elf ranger. So he crash landed here from Eberron, and he only wants one thing, which is to rule this place and make sure that some of his fellow Fangs, he keeps his promise to them that he gets them out. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. And I'll say Garrick, it was not here. Unfortunately, Troy will no longer be playing him. So we'll probably be figuring out a solution for his character or where he goes. But he did just recently kind of cover like his main arc, or the thing that he wanted, the thing that brought him to Barovia. But he was a Goliath barbarian, and he will definitely be here today. We will be having a player, run him, uh, but he is quiet, quite stoic, never backs down from a fight, and almost for a long time had a need to fight and kill, especially those things that dealt with witchcraft. And now I feel like a great burden has been lifted, and now he is questioning where he goes from here and his path. And that is Garrick, who will not be here today. And then, last but not least, of the Fangs, Colin.
And don't forget about Nihilus as well.
Oh, Nihilus. I don't.
Okay.
Why am I saying
Second to last.
Man, second to
Nihilus
last.
is-
Second
Yeah.
to last.
Real easy to forget about. Don't worry about it.
Colin. I'm playing as Ellen, a half-elf storm sorcerer. Ellen is the last survivor of the group that the Raven Queen sent in originally to kill Strahd, and he survived because he left them and decided to follow Strahd's path instead. He is not looking as pretty as he used to be, although I think of his companions, he's probably looking more normal than others. He's kind of pale skin, kind of thin. He was handsome, has long, straight black hair, and he's been afflicted with, it looks like half of his face is slack, like he's had a stroke. And also, if you look closely, his eyes glow with a sickly yellow light. He's been on a long path to get here. He was a pirate and feels like years since he's seen the sea. Likes the freedom of traveling from place to place and doesn't like being stuck in Barovia.
No. Excellent. Thank you, Colin. Ellen is one of the originals. And then last but not least, Jason, take it away. How could I forget? He's definitely changed the most.
No worries. Jason, I'm playing Nihilus Guardpack. He was a half drow fiend warlock. I don't know what you would call him now. He used to consider himself sort of on the prettier side, like our buddy Ellen, but now even though he still sports fancy purple robes with gold trimming and a bunch of jewelry, he now has lost both of his eyes. They are just black sunken pits. He has a sixth finger on both hands, and he has large bony protrusion wings coming out of his back. And you guys can check him out a little bit right there. And
Nice.
and a couple changes to his personality. He's gotten a little darker since he's been here, but he's still on a mission trying to do some things for his fiend patron, Malkazid. So we'll see how that works out.
Yep. Eddie, you were off for a second. Did you want to just introduce us really quick to Dax? If you're not, you're on mute right now.
Can you guys hear me? There we go.
Yep,
Okay.
can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So, Dax, do you mind allowing me to share my screen?
I should have already changed it over. She should be able
okay.
to. Yep.
Let's see. Oh, yes. Let's do that. All right. So you guys get an idea of what Dax
Great picture, Dax.
looks like. It really is a great picture. So he's a tiefling rogue. He was, for those of you that have seen some of the videos, he's a little mad, and that has to do with his trips to the abyss back and forth as in sort of an assassin. And just the time spent in the abyss back and forth or to the nine hells. He's a little out of it. But he serves the Raven Queen and has met some of the others of our group, Feathers group, and some other journeys into the abyss. So we know each other pretty well, and excited to see what Dax has got in store for for y'all tonight.
That's dope. Do you actually have 18 daggers on him? Because I just counted all those daggers on tax. It's pretty cool. If you actually have 18, if you actually bought 18 daggers, that would be really cool. Just to have it.
He's got areas where, yes, we're
yeah.
daggers everywhere.
Giving you shit.
So you're saying it's more than 18?
Yeah, it's probably
That's
more because
right.
there's probably another 3 on the other side of that shoulder.
You can only see so much this picture.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, thank you for.
So we don't want to know where the rest of the daggers are.
That's right.
Or maybe you do.
Yeah.
Or maybe you do. Yeah, that's okay too.
Nice. Great. Cool.
All right, let me stop that. Sure.
Yeah. All right, then we will go ahead and get started with today's story. You guys can hear me okay? I'm fine. Okay. And 1 second. So we open today's story with on the dark clouds of ash-laden skies over Mount Caucasus, as little comets of debris continue to rain down in the distance like falling stars. And somewhere near the ruins of Berez, right at the outskirts, lies the manor of Argynvalsult. There in a very dark room as the structure rumbles a bit, Vladimir, the knight of the Order of Argynval, sits with his head down. And as his windows kind of light up red, his head goes from slump to slowly raising. Almost, but not a full look, but just a nod, as though it takes a lot to get him to just even jostle in his chair. In a room not too far over, Joffrey, another knight who they once loved in life, are both undead revenants. Joffrey stands very large and proud in all of his, with his gold armor locked, in place all around him, looking out the window as he can hear a dragon's cry in the distance. And there's a bit of a light in his eye. Somewhere above the village of Kresk, ravens, some of them just full-on crows or birds, and then some of them half-formed men fly above the city, above that mountain, looking off in the distance, seeing the explosion, and they begin to circle back and dive down towards towards Kresk to deliver the message of what they're seeing to Darian, the leader of the Were-Ravens. Somewhere else in the land, the front portcullis of Ravenloft is going up, and the brothers, Argal and Luvash of the Vistani, are ushering Esmeralda across the threshold. As they hear a boom, and they look back, and they can see the blast in the distance. As they look, they kind of give her, they exchange words like, "We must get back to our people." And she goes, "Thank you. We know that because the Vistani have a good relationship with Strahd, they are able to literally walk her right into the halls." As she turns, taking that blast as a sign to make haste, as her and little Bavo and her satchel on her back, the little dragonborn marionette puppet, they disappear into the bowels of Ravenloft, down dark hallways. And from here, on some parapet high above, with her brunette hair blowing, stands Irina. And she sees that blast from a distance, unwavering, and is holding a very long golden hilted sword. And as she looks out, she brings that sword up to her face and looks into the reflection. And behind the reflection, someone is standing behind her, a handsome man, a man we've known in past as Sergei. And at that moment, she kind of knows who she is. She knows he is just a ghost, but for once in a long time, she has purpose and true love to guide her way. That's the way we will start and finish and begin our episode. Now, elsewhere, we draw into um, we go back to Berez, back to the figures we see stepping out of this fog. No need for credits today. We're jumping right into this. As the bones of Argynvost have crashed and the magic, the arcane life that was in him has been extinguished. And like I said, these two groups, standing several feet from each other, begin to emerge from the fog. The Fangs bones crack as they kind of try to get up from the crash that they had. And the feathers are on, I'm sure, on high alert and ready for anything. I turn it over to you all.
Lobin makes a small step forward. And he says, "Are you friends of Argynvost?"
DM, do we notice the arrows in Argynvost?
You just had a big crash. Give me a perception check.
All right.
Daytura's going to summon his shadow behind him out of sight, so it's directly behind him.
It's another 14.
Okay. And so you're just able. So as your kind of head's kind of ringing a bit, Nihilus, as your wings, bony wings, pull yourself up to your feet, and you hear Lobin speak. You look over at the skull of Argynvost. It's kind of slacked and down, and you can see the arrows inside of like one of the eye sockets jammed in.
All right, now this would stretch out a little bit and say, I guess you could say we're temporarily working together at the least.
Are you the fools who do this?
Fools.
I didn't stutter. Are you the fools who brought us down?
Be careful how you
Bias.
speak.
Manners.
You crashed in our location. I don't know how you were brought down. And you. Are you a vampire? Looking over to Krius.
You reek of Fae.
Guys are quite the judgmental bunch, aren't you? Can we start with some names? Maybe have a nice
My
conversation?
Name is
Tell me about it.
Lobin.
Fine,
Nihilus,
Nihilus.
at your service.
Krius.
And Ellen.
I'm Quake, and that was our friend Fido. He was a good boy.
Fido.
And the big one is Garrick.
Lobin looking at all of you. How do you feel about the Devil's Strahd?
Honestly, right now, I don't feel anything about anything except for this comets falling from the sky. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Nihilus is ducking underneath the skeleton of Argynvost to try to get some cover.
Yeah. and much of that debris is starting to peter off. It's like it's you can still see kind of falling, but it's a lot of the main heavy, like the rocks the side of cars have already slammed down and ruptured the land. So at this point, it's just little specks of burned wood and stuff like that. It's there's a sense of like kind of like the scene you see behind me, a ton of smoke and mixed with mist and that reddish light in the sky all around you.
You notice the armored half orc step forward more. What do you mean, Nihilus, about at the moment? Elaborate.
Ellen, would you like to explain the coming calamity?
I think what he means is that there are more important things right now, hard as that may be to believe. The catastrophe that we're leaving has the potential, I think, to change everything in Barovia. You see the eruption that's behind us.
Yes.
It's the coming of Orcus.
Can more we of a see natural disaster than an enemy?
Can we see the wand of Orcus still attached to Ellen's arm?
That's a good question.
Oh, it's not attached to my arm.
Look at this metagaming. Get out of here. Y'all see
fair question, because he's asking if he sees something on his arm.
Yeah,
out of character. Out of character.
But
I didn't assume.
Yeah.
He could also unless right.
Also, Malcolm, I DM'd you that it's okay. Just
I'll go.
Object.
Let me ask. Oh, good. So sorry. Before you started this,
Sure.
Nihilus had asked me the same question. Can you give me a perception check?
Yeah,
Sure.
You got to be sneaky and message the DM privately, man.
Yeah.
That's how you do stuff out of character.
Yeah.
It wasn't even metagaming.
No, fully. I get it.
Yeah, my character, our characters have been to the realm of Orcus before on the Raven Queen's behalf, so we've got a feel for
what. Yeah.
And you did just name drop him, so we're like,
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
So that is a 19. I had for perception.
Okay. I will respond to you. And I will say that no, for Datura, you don't see anything, you don't see anything on his arm or anything like that around there.
Hearing that, Loban looks at you and squints a bit. Well, is interesting.
You don't seem nearly alarmed enough. Do you know who that is?
I do. I've been to his realm.
Then do you believe me?
I guess that's the question. If you are telling the truth, then yes, I would consider this very urgent. But he kind of looks over at Loban and the other companions. I'm not going to take this lightly. We need proof, though. We're not going to ignore it, obviously, but...
You need proof that a god
you guys
is coming?
Trust your eyes.
You guys are welcome to walk that way if you would choose, but I don't recommend it.
And as Nihilus points towards the mountain,
what do we see? Yeah,
up in there, up in that distance, it's like in no way is this. It's not a volcano, right? I keep describing it that way, but it is like there's no magma pouring out, but it has that feeling like it's blown a hole, this crater, and it just glows out of that area, that very reddish. And you see, even though there's heavy mist, it's even hard. It's almost like a silhouette. You can definitely see the silhouettes of bat-like creatures, like every now and then kind of coming out. And for you to be able to see them, they have to be large from this distance.
So we do see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just at that moment, you see like 3 or 4 like kind of flicker and kind of comes.
All right. Very well. Yes, you have our attention.
Well, we are looking to get out of here. I'm assuming that's what everybody wants. This is not a good thing. We're running. So if you guys want to run with us, maybe we could work together. Do you know a way out of this place?
Loban points to Argynvars's skull. We need to bring that back.
Fido's skull is going to get us out?
I have made a deal with the Revenants, bringing back the skull, and they will help us. My main goal is to kill Strahd. After that is done, Raven King will.
But
My friend,
Loben, I think yes, we must destroy Strahd, but you see what I see. I think we know who's the greater threat here at this moment. He kind of looks back at his other companions, see their reactions.
Ellery, you've been quiet as well as maybe Benji. Any thoughts right now? It's okay to be quiet. Just giving you guys a chance if there's anything you guys want to.
Quake.
Ellery,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Ellery has her crossbow notched and is just kind of standing at the back watching all of this transpire at the ready.
Okay.
Quake. He just keeps repeating. He was a good boy. He was a good dragon. He was a good boy, and starts walking towards the skeleton. And he says, I've been endowed with a sort of curse that can bring back one ancient life. I can only use it once, and I've never used it before, but I know that it'll work. Maybe I can bring him back.
Do not use it in vain.
Nikki, real quick, can we see Elry? Is she talking? Can we?
She is not in shadows right now, so
That was a
Got
good
it,
question.
okay.
you should be able to see her.
Just double checking.
Like a disembodied voice. Okay.
DM, I have to. So, is it this stuff that's coming in our direction? I mean, obviously things are pouring out. That's a problem.
It's
okay.
It's starting. It's a little bit more settled now. So now it's just the environment has changed. It's not, like I said, nothing's crashing around you. The world is there's no earthquakes or anything like that. It's kind of gone back to that still that the swamp has. You every now and then you hear the rumbling of almost what the sound of like distant thunder up near the mountain. You did see those few kind of bat-like creatures exit. Nothing is moving. There is no dark god on the horizon, stepping out. But it is not that same gloomy black and white Barovia, right? It's now this. It almost has a hellish scape, like if the forest was on fire, even though there are no fires around you right now.
What's visibility look like now?
Visibility is a bit obscured. I would say, like with your dark vision, you could still see a standard of about 60 feet before things get murky.
Got it.
Things on the things within the swamp, right? The mountain still kind of rises above that line, but it gets a bit. Knowing Ellery probably knows her bearings and knows how to get in and out. But right now, yeah, you probably can't tell which way is which, other than maybe centering yourself to the mountain.
Yeah, I would go walk over to Ellen slowly and put my hand on his shoulder and say, "Pardon me, friends. I'll be back in a moment." Snap and bring Allington out and send him with my vision through, just circling and trying to scout and seeing if I can see anything in the area, because Nihilus is freaked out right now.
I love how cordial the guy is that has like no eyes, that smells like death, and has like bird bone wings.
Yeah, I'm standing there like
it's like walking around. Yeah.
Priest is just gonna kind of like phase right next to each other and just kind of give them each one a sniff.
And there is a pungent a stench coming, kind of reeking off the area. The longer you stand here, and without even perception checks, a lot of you are starting to pick up it's coming from Nihilus.
Say, we kill Strahd, and the Queen will reclaim this realm, and it will be nothing to her to stomp out the forces of the Dreadlord and throw them back to the pit whence they came. We were not sent here to deal with the Dreadlord. She will do that herself.
You're so sure of her power. Why didn't she come here and destroy Strahd herself?
Because she can't, Ellen. She's just as useless as they seem to be.
Would you care to test that, dead one?
You have quite the mouth on you, Krios.
For now.
Where I come from, There are no gods who play little games with the rest of us. But this, whoever this Orcus is, he's coming. And you'd be a fool, even if you didn't believe in gods, to not think for a second that he would squash you and your pathetic Raven Queen.
And
It
why is
only
this?
takes one demon for you to piss yourself. You're noblest vampire I've ever seen. How thick-blooded are you?
Where I come from, there are things far worse than vampires. This landscape that you see, this is nothing.
I
This
agree.
is nothing compared to my land.
I have seen much worse myself.
And then
Can we stop this for a moment? I've met the Raven Queen, and this Orcus is a problem. We need
And
to.
you can flee if you're cowards.
My friend, once the Raven Queen reclaims this realm, it will be one more part of the Shadowfell, an extension of her will. The Dreadlord has tried this before, and failed. You have a front row seat to see him fail again. Assist us, and you will be freed from this hell as well.
We'll see if she even remembers this realm. Sometimes she doesn't remember yesterday.
I'm sorry, guys.
This
He's
memory
the
problem
only.
seems not to be a god.
He's the only one I know that's met this Raven Queen of yours, and from what I understand, she's not always the most reliable.
He aids when the time is right.
Will the time be right now? Because there's a giant demon.
It's coming, and
Do
it's
we-
coming for everything.
So what is
Can you
your
call on her
right?
power? Leave. Leave is my bright idea. If you have the ability to leave, let's go.
Nobody became great taking the advice of cowards.
Well, fine then. Why don't we, if we can't agree, let you do your thing, and we'll leave. And you can deal with Orcus when you're done killing Strahd.
Sure. You guys just need Fido's head? That's all you're looking for?
Not sure how you're going to carry it, but good luck with that.
If that's all, you guys take Fido's head and you walk away, and we have no problems. We are getting out of here.
Together, there probably are enough people to slowly move Fido's head. Separately, it might be a bit more of a challenge or take a lot longer. You guys could just be moving it through the muck. But both absolutely work. Like you guys could easily go separate ways and leave them there with their, with their skull, and move on.
Do you
Elry,
maybe
you've seen. Go ahead.
do you think if I were to bring Fido back, he could fly us out of here?
If you were to bring him back, we'd take him down once more. Don't waste your time.
You guys are really not fond of having more allies to fight this giant demon and its hordes that are flowing out. You can see them from here.
Well, since
It's
you
not
know
one-
so much about them, how did these demons come into this realm?
I don't know. Maybe someone weakened the walls of this plane. Nobody's
send you a
supposed to be able to
message.
pass in and out.
I'm sorry, what was that? DM?
Oh, I was sending a message to Benji.
Oh, okay.
All we know is we were searching for knowledge in the Amber Temple, and the floor erupted.
It's always knowledge.
Do you have a problem with the knowledge?
Knowledge is good when pursued correctly and the right knowledge, but, well, I've seen many kingdoms fall.
And yet he follows the Raven Queen. There's a difference between knowledge
Many of
and
them-
blind faith.
I'll shoot your other eye out if you don't cease with these blasphemies.
And he moves right in front of Datura. Please do. It's right here. He just opens and you can start to see the rest of the eye still forming.
Do you guys mind if I walk around a little bit? I just feel like I need to stretch. I feel like this conversation's not really going anywhere fast. I promise I won't touch Fido.
Stay where we can see
Eh,
you.
Can we allow our friend Quake to at least say his goodbye if you're taking the skull and don't want him to reform it?
If he seems so attached to a pile of bones.
Thank you. Someone with manners.
I do promise you, though, any funny business with that bone, and I'll put an arrow in your back.
So Dax being a little bit impatient, he throws about 3 daggers to the ground near. I can't see who's up in front there. Those front 3. So not like directly on them, but just near their feet, and kind of bungees himself over there towards them. He's like, "Hi, I'm Dax. So I hear. Ooh, someone stinks.
That would be Nihilus.
Ah, God. Well, I hear about this Orcus.
Sorry.
Demons? Tell me about it. What'd you see? It's okay. I know everyone's tense, but it's okay.
Shut up. They didn't say anything to you.
Everything's fine. So, tell me,
yeah.
what did you see?
Ellen, Chris, it's gone. And I point over to what I saw, Mal.
Okay. So to a spot in the mud that is probably not as close, maybe 40 feet out that direction, out this direction, as you're kind of walking the perimeter. And there is Nihilus just sees a shape of where some kind of instrument would have been landed. It is no longer there.
It's like we lost some equipment in the fall. Do you mind looking for it?
Oh,
As
me?
a
You're talking to
No,
me?
I was talking to Krius, but yeah, no. Thanks for the offer.
Oh,
yeah.
Let
me help you with your daggers, and I'll mage hand up one of them.
Oh, thank you.
Hilt first.
What did you lose in the crash?
It's like saying equipment. We had packs.
Family heirlooms.
That's not suspicious.
Grandmother's recipes for cookies.
I love cookies.
By the way, I love your daggers.
Oh, yeah, these. Oh, yeah.
And he plucks one from Dax before he gets it and just kind of twirls it over his fingers on the tips. And goes.
And his tail comes out and grabs the dagger that you flicked at him. Oh, you want one? I have a lot. Here. See?
If you're offering, I'll certainly take some daggers.
Yeah, here, take one. Take this one. I like this one, but I like you.
Oh, thank you. So do you want to hear about the Baylor?
Tell me everything, because I smell a stench.
Again, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it.
No. No, it's okay. Everything's fine. I sense something else.
Well, as I was saying, we fought a Baylor, the herald that was coming through to announce Orcus. It was it's not a good time. Could have been a lot worse.
Orcus. I know Orcus.
You met him?
I take care of his minions. Oh. That's what I do. So,
good on you.
You say that Orcus is here now. And his little babies follow him to this realm.
That's what it looks like. It's coming out through the Amber Temple.
This is not good.
Have any advice?
We must prepare for this. Advice? Find your gear. You will need it.
So while this conversation is happening, Datura's shadow is going to start walking around and searching for their equipment.
You know, only one of you can see, right?
My eyes? You can't see my eyes. I'm full helmed.
I'm just letting you. I'm just.
Oh, I know. My eyes underneath the helmet are completely glazed over, but the shadow is sneaking and looking. So it drops low behind me and like crawls across the ground to try. Like while y'all are busy talking, it's
following me.
Well, I thought you were still in your familiar. Are you not your familiar anymore?
No. I came back and started talking. That's when I asked Nikki if I could walk around without getting shot.
Oh, well, you're walking around, but it's not following you. It's searching on its own, but it's very conspicuously sneaky. It's trying not to be seen.
Can I get an investigation check from the shadow?
It's not gonna be great, but that's a 16.
16. And so the shadow kind of moves around over the perimeter of the area and moves over the bones of the dragon, and doesn't really find too much important. It appears, and kind of if it's still out there or comes back to you, you don't find anything important.
Yeah, it's gonna keep looking for now.
Keep looking. Okay.
I'm like personally eyes glazed over, but no one can really see that.
Lobin walks a little bit more forward and he asks, "What is if there's anything specific you're looking for? I do have magical means of locating." Are you interested?
Yeah, I'll help you find your equipment. Yeah.
Appreciate the help. I'm a little concerned because if we're in the area I think we're in, this is near where Blasaga usually is.
Oh no, we took care of her. She's gone.
You did?
Yeah.
You did? I actually embraced Dax a little bit, like, thank you.
I know.
That's great news.
What did Dax just tell him? What did he just reveal?
We killed Lasaga.
They killed Lasaga.
Oh, got it.
We see her legs sticking out from under the house.
You know, just a moment ago, you really wanted to get away, but now you're looking for something.
But we need equipment. We need our equipment to survive. This is a dangerous place.
Well, that must be some very special equipment. Let's help you find it then.
Ellen, I'm all for it.
Well, we're gonna have to look.
Mal, did Garrick help at all?
I imagine he did, and Garrick's survival's super high, his nature's super high too, right? And
he rolled a 24.
Yeah, that was your 24. And I thought I sent you back. Sorry, so many messages. He just finds tracks, humanoid tracks that just disappear. They appear in mud, and then they're gone after about 30 steps.
It wouldn't surprise me if a certain individual took some of your items. My comrade Datura had his gear stolen by Strahd himself here.
What is this gear you seek?
Was that
Can we huddle? Do you guys have a problem with that?
You guys are, and also if it's not, I know I'm trying to just stay out of it to like push things
Yeah.
forward or push you in directions. But if you are looking for ideas and hooks, I mean, there are the things that you guys are looking for. I see what the Fangs kind of looking for. There's the fact that you guys do have the Skull of Argynvost. There is taking that back. There also is the overall goals going back to Krez, going to Ravenloft. You know, there's a lot of different options, ways that you guys can even move and still talk. If you guys still just kind of stay here in this moment, that is fine. It's quite an interesting moment, especially
I don't
the way,
know if the
especially
two
with Dax.
parties.
So, I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if the two parties want to move together at the moment, do we?
and I agree with that. Like I said, I don't think they're at that point. I agree, but so I'm just letting you know if in these tense moment you are also start thinking about how you plan to maybe accomplish some of those other missions that are still lingering.
Yeah.
Feel free to.
I think we're all still feeling each other out. We're not quite sure what to.
Yeah.
Well, Nahlis really is asking, do you guys mind if we huddle? You guys huddle. Let's get some things figured out just to make sure we keep things cordial.
Ellery just leans back against a tree, but onto the shady side of the tree, so she just kind of disappears.
That's not very trustworthy.
Dax is like really close to y'all as you start to huddle. He's like, hey, like kind of twirling around on his tail, kind of checking out.
Dax, do you mind finding your little midget friend? She just kind of disappeared, and that's a little scary.
Oh yeah, I know. That's all right. I'll be back. And then he just kind of scampers away.
Loban, he turns around and he says, "Trust is a very important thing. It is very hard to find, especially in these lands." As he walks back over to the rest of his group.
Are we gonna put us in breakout rooms?
Afraid we're
actually yeah. I could do a breakout room right now.
If you do, the shadow's going to creep up to their huddle.
Okay.
And kind of like, I'm trying to decide whether he should be hovering overhead or who looks up.
I would probably give.
I do.
The main. Yeah. I would give. I think our most observant would probably be
Garrick.
Krius. Well, but Krius would probably be super observant of the shadows, him being a vampire and all.
Got it.
Probably like Krius, you and Garrick would make a perception check against a stealth roll if we do that.
Is that your move?
Oh, is that what you're doing, Datura? Just making sure. Or
the shadow just walks right up to them into their huddle.
See,
just hanging out, huh?
I rolled a nat 1, so it basically just walked over to their huddle to huddle with them.
So did Nihilus. So Nihilus just puts his arm around the shadow.
So
did Renee roll more than a nat 1?
Well, Garrick rolled a 23.
No, is it? Wait, I think I succeed.
Are you kidding me?
If there are 3 nat 1s, I'm a +8.
Well,
so unless
I rolled for Garrick too.
Well,
he rolled.
Okay.
Yeah, he rolled high.
Okay.
So Garrick, okay, because I was gonna say,
Garrick
I'm like,
sees the shadow.
if he walks over, then Kreese is gonna walk through your shadow and just be like in your guys' huddle, like, how's it going?
Yeah, I was about to say, if we had 3 nat 1s, then I could have won that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Possibly, yeah. I think Nihilus would kind of just try to touch the shadow.
It's got mass.
Mm. Does it have the shape and the form of Datura, or does it just more of like a humanoid, shifting, kind of smoky?
Let me see what the wording implies.
I'm okay with you. Yeah.
Nihilus,
can you check what I sent you? It's not a secret in any way. I'm just asking you something about the.
No, it looks like me. It says of yourself. So I'm going to say it doesn't have my armor on.
You didn't see anything? You're not? Okay.
So it's a vaguely humanoid figure with like the wisps of maybe elven ears.
Nothing.
Now, yes. Okay, yeah. I think I
I
turned it down a little bit. My bad.
No. I was just checking.
Is this another one of yours? Is this Is this the little one? What is this, guys? I'm looking at your group. I'm looking at the feathers. I still have my arm on his shoulder.
I'm going to cast light on the shadow just to highlight it a little bit.
It's translucent, black.
Yeah.
Humanoid.
Quake shouts out, "What kind of honor do you have? These are private moments."
Hey, Nihilus welcomed him in.
He's just gonna
Friends
step up
of
to his ear
Strahd
and just
speak
kind
of
of like
honor.
lick his ear. Like, just a shadow.
I look over at who's next to me, Elri.
Gross.
I do not like that one.
I pop out of the shadow so you can see my face, and I say, I do not like any of them. And then I lean back.
Yeah, so we're not going to talk. So this is just going to be a silent moment until Datura decides to do something different.
While I'm interrupting y'all, they're having their huddle. So if anything, you guys are allowing the shadow to distract you while they're having the discussion.
Have your discussion.
Mission accomplished.
Well, let's go a step further then. If we're doing that, I will take out the dagger that Datura gave me and just experimentally...
Dax.
Yeah, so the Dax gave me, and experimentally stab the shadow.
That'd be an attack roll. It's got an AC.
Yeah.
It does.
I think I failed too.
Really?
I'm not that good at what do I do for daggers? Oh, okay. That's a 9. I don't think that hits.
What did you just try to do, Ellen?
Stab the shadow.
Try to stab it.
Oh,
See what it does, yeah.
He failed.
And so Cretus is gonna try. 18.
That actually hits.
so does
Just
does the shadow respond like in combat, like as though it's kind of like moving, or does it?
No, it just took it.
It just
Let's
took
take
it.
it.
Yeah.
So
Roll more
the
than a
weighted
1?
scimitar is just like in its chest, like, Interesting.
So
I like
Is
this.
Shadow Buddy still in my arm?
probably not. It's 1 hit point. So if you roll, do you roll negative damage? That it as soon as he stabs through it, it just melts into the ground.
There we go.
And then over in my huddle, I come to consciousness and I let them know that we're going to murder them all.
All right.
In
So
our
what-
huddle, I'm literally saying, guys, I think that we should just be upfront. I don't know how much time we have, and I don't feel like fighting. I would like to leave.
Do you think that if I brought Fido back, he could fly somewhere safe? Where would you recommend us?
I think
don't-
bringing Fido back is a fight.
I
I'd
also
rather not
think
fight.
I don't
That's
think
what
it would be effective with Fido. I think there's something about the undead that doesn't allow you to bring them back like that. But you're the one who knows how this power works, so I could be wrong.
Yes,
Will-
I felt it as soon as I came in contact with that slab. It poured into me, just saying I can bring back one ancient creature only once, and that's it. I would no longer have that power to me, but I just know that it would work.
Would it bring back Fido, or would it bring back
DM, that's a difficult
Argynvost?
situation. Yeah.
Wait, what just happened?
So would we?
Benji,
would-
but out of character, Benji thinks that his spell will work on Fido. Does he have an idea of whether or not that would work on Fido?
I've already talked to him. He already knows.
Got it.
But I would recommend him not sharing unless he's actually going to do it.
Okay.
Gentlemen, look at it.
I mean,
this
unless
way.
he and Benji, if you want to share that with them, you
Privately?
can, whether that privately or yeah.
Nihilus, Ellen. I mean, look at them. They're highly overrated.
My
And
problem.
they have no hesitation whatsoever of letting this Orcus in. They're worried about their stupid Raven Queen. I
My
mean,
problem is if Strahd has it,
Dragon?
he might leave without us.
What if Strahd can't get out no matter what?
Then the plan is, as it always has been, kill him and try something else.
Are you suggesting that Strahd came here and took the wand?
Somebody did, and
Well, we
somebody
need to
who
be
can make
concerned
their
about that.
footsteps disappear.
There are footprints. Garrick saw them.
Then I think our path is clear. We need to follow them.
There's no place. It goes 30 feet and disappears. So unless we're gonna just leave, we can do that. We can just leave.
And then what?
We can perhaps leave with the dragon.
Datura, yes.
At this point, in our huddle, Lobin has gotten out of the huddle, and seeing the other party like talking and stuff like that, he starts to like slowly like approach them, and he says, "I have a proposition I want to talk with you about."
Well, speak, friend.
The
If I
reason
can
why
call you
we
that.
want the skull back is to get the revenants on our side, to kill Strahd, and after Strahd is dead, it would give an opportunity for individuals if they want to leave Barovia. That is the reason why they're stuck.
And where would those individuals end up?
On the material plane, back there. I know a few individuals that have been transported there. But anyways,
Why is it that one of your party wishes the dragon not come back to life? Why does she hate it so much?
They all wish the dragon not to come back to life. They want its head, Quake.
Oh, sorry, Josh. That's wrong question. Wrong person.
Argynvost, the revenants want his soul to rest in peace. Bringing his head there and offering it to them. They will give their undying support to end Strahd upon delivering the skull.
What
From
do
what I
we
know,
need the revenants for?
To make it that much more easier, of course. Unless you think that it is easy enough as without their help.
I mean, you guys seem to think fairly highly of yourselves. If you can take down Orcus, you can take down Strahd. And I'm staring at your buddy with the raven helm in the back as I say that.
Another shadow
comes up from the ground beside him, and they both simultaneously turn their head to look at him, and they simultaneously put up a little wave.
Are you leaving?
He's just waving.
Just waving creepily at you. Both of them in sync with each other.
I feel like we're at a bit of an impasse, guys.
Kador steps forth. I agree. But you did not answer his question. Do you think you could take Strahd? Is this enough?
On my own? Probably not.
You and your companions.
Quake walks up to Fido's bones and says, I think our friend here could be of use to us. I think he could be a strong ally. I know that just in death, when he served us, there wasn't much of him there, but I think maybe in life, he could be a strong ally.
The minute
And-
Quake walked towards him, Datura drew the bow and just has it ready.
Prius steps in front of Quake and goes, "Now, hear my friend out. Put your bow down, stop showboating, and just listen for once."
Ador draws his sword.
Fine, I can draw my sword as well, but apparently you don't understand speech.
We're listening.
This creature had been killed by Strahd. Are you fool enough to believe that it would not want revenge? I know I would. This would be an ally for us all, if that is what is necessary. Besides, I don't see your queen coming and giving us any help anytime soon. And he just kind of twirls his blade.
We made an oath to return the skull.
Did you give a time limit?
Are you seriously proposing we bring it back, use it, and then kill it? Again.
Do you need a dragon skull or this specific dragon skull?
This specific dragon skull, as Lobin looks straight at Krius.
It's Benji. Benji, what are your? I'm sorry, Benji, but Quake, what are you doing? As you see the bow being drawn on, you see swords, tensions flaring, but you standing there. Do you continue? What do you, or no?
Yeah, Quake, he puts his hand on the skull and he kind of ignores what's going on behind him, and he puts his hand on the skull and says,
Dator, I will allow you to take the shot if you are.
I'm shooting him the minute he touches the skull.
Quake, have you, just give me a yes or no, have you committed to transfer of power?
Yes.
Go ahead and...
It's his hand. I would have shot at his hand.
So Krius Krius is already standing in front of Quake.
I have different angles on him.
I will allow Quake to Datura to take a normal shot because Krius is trying to shift it. Yeah, I'll say that because normally, like in combat, because Krius is trying to stand in the way, he has 3/4 cover. So actually, I won't even do that. I'll just have a +2 instead of the +4 to his AC. Datura, you get a regular shot.
Okay, I was about to say, y'all are lucky I didn't take sharpshooter. That's a 25 to hit.
That will hit him, I'm sure. As far as called shots are hitting on the hand, give me damage.
That's I rolled in D&D Beyond as a 12.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there it is. It's in Roll20.
So you take the 12 damage, and the arrow slams into your hand, Benji, as it's glowing, and you feel that pain as it's stuck in there. What is everyone else doing? As this is just
Lobin has readied his weapon.
Dax made his way. Actually, he's actually standing near Ellen.
Ellery also has her weapon ready, but she's still in the shadows.
As Dax approaches Ellen, Nihilus with his hands up will also walk towards Dax and approach Ellen, but not very non-threateningly with his hands up.
Ben, you have an arrow in your. I mean, I'm some kind of Quake. You have an arrow in your hand. How does Quake respond to that? And So tell me, he just got shot at, but also tell me what he was thinking before and what he was saying to himself if he was, wishing for the dragon back, or Fido as Quake calls him.
Yeah, Quake, he looks at his hand. He kind of like holds on to it. He takes a look behind him at everybody, and then he kind of like looks back at the skull and says, "I give you life." And
I see arrows out. I'm not saying we're going to fight, but I'm going to say roll initiative because we are in an initiative state.
I was wondering, does this ability require physical touch? Because the entire point of the arrow was just to like knock the hand away.
Mm-hmm.
So like it went through and pushed him.
Yep, and it does. It worked. What you don't know, I think, right now is, does it require physical touch? And I have the ability here, and as it reads, and this ability, strangely, is not out of a spell book. It's out of it's a special ability out of the Amber Temple. So it operates on a very different set of rules. So let's go ahead, and I will go with Kador.
16.
Kador's got a 16. Dax. 1.
He's back. He's back.
Man.
He's got a little one.
So I meant give me a second. I'm sorry.
Okay. I was like, little
My
one.
bad.
1 sec.
Sorry, being judgmental.
Datura.
Eddie with the 1.
14.
14 it is. Prius.
19.
19. Ellen.
14.
Ellery.
Not 20 plus 4, 24.
Ooh, 24.
Datura, you have pretty good decks, right?
I have max decks.
Yeah, so you're going to go ahead of me.
Loban.
10.
10. Okay. Nihilus.
18.
Okay. And Quake.
15.
15.
Did you want me to roll for Garrick?
Yes, go ahead and roll for Garrick. I'm sorry, I know I'm forgetting about him.
I rolled a 19 for him.
Okay, so Garrick, and I'll put these in.
Dex is higher than mine.
So I have
Yeah, he has a +7.
Yeah.
I have Ellery, and then after Ellery, I have Garrick. No, Prius or Garrick. Which one? So is it Garrick?
It's Garrick. It's going to be Garrick.
I don't know how Troy rolls these characters, but they always end up with just the most busted stats.
He loves the alert feat, bro.
I told him, I was like, you always roll pretty high on initiative. He was like, no, I don't. I was like, yes, you do. I was like, dude, I swear you always are pretty high on the.
Yeah. Yeah, I rolled a 12 for him and a 16 for me, and he's 3 initiatives higher than me right now.
So then it's Nihilus, if I'm not mistaken.
I got an 18.
Okay, so then who's higher on dexterity or on initiative between Nihilus and Dax? Probably Dax.
Probably Dax, yeah.
My Dex is +3.
Yep.
Oh, +6.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then it's Dax.
Wait.
Then it's Nihilus, right?
Wait, time out. What? Your Dex is +6?
Yeah, +6. +3.
What the heck?
I'm sorry, +3.
Oh yeah,
Got
plus
it.
your question.
I was like, my man's out here reading tomes and all sorts of
My bad.
stuff.
Yeah.
16 is Kador. 15 is Quake. And then after that, I've got 14 is Datura. And then after that, I've got and that's lastly, but Loban.
What about Ellen? Ellen was right
Oh,
after.
did I miss? What was
Datura.
Ellen? 14. Yes. So Datura and then Ellen. Sorry about that. Thank you. All right. So as this is all happening, as Benji is kind of, as Quake is speaking this, and but his Anne is kind of thrown back away from the bones. Ellery is up top, still hiding in the shadows, still kind of dipped off. Probably taken up with behind the smoke. Is there anything that she would do, or does she hold it? Does she hold her, like, go for a reaction? I don't know. And I have Loban is.
She saw that Datura hit Quake.
Yes, she did.
And I think she's gonna hold her action for the next attack from the Fangs. Whoever attacks from the Fangs to the feathers next, she'll hold her action until she can hit them.
Okay, seems fair.
The
Where's
attack
Loban
was
again?
obviously non-lethal.
Loban, I had you always stand. Where did you? So I saw that the Quake was closest to the dragon, right? I know Kriya stepped in front. Datura had a shot. Originally, Dax was all up in everybody's grill, having a good time. So I don't know if he's back over here with the party. Kador seems to be kind of lying back, and then I have.
I was moving up towards, but then we started.
Oh, yeah.
I was moving up towards.
I was gonna say Loban was closest to their huddle originally.
So
you're over
Nihilus,
Okay.
Nihilus, Ellen, and Dax are standing like right next to each other because Dax moved to Ellen. Nihilus reacted by moving to Dax and Ellen.
So Dax is standing over here next to Ellen and Nihilus.
Yeah, and Loban like came like forward because he was trying to give that whole like, or that proposal thing.
Yep. Oh boy. All right. And you guys can always pin it if you want to see it larger on your screen. So Ellery is waiting. As we move from Ellery, next on the is Garrick. And I don't know how you want to play him, Nihilus.
Garrick has become a defender, right? So my guess is he's going to step up, probably to protect Benji.
I know something's
Benji's the one who's.
Mm-hmm.
And just tell everybody to stand down. Fighting between us is not going to get anything done.
Sorry if I'm butchering any of you guys' character names. I'm sure I am on some of the spellings, but I'm just putting the thing in the chat. Okay, and so Garrick jumps in front of Quake.
Of Quake, yeah.
Where's
Garrick?
Sorry.
So he's pushed his past. Now I don't know. Now, because of the proximity, if Dax wanted to strike, like initiative style at Garrick, he could. Seeing him rush forward, but I don't know if he does. As Garrick rushes and jumps through and lands in front, takes a huge broad stance, this huge big battle axe from under this heavy shield. He's this giant man, almost 7 and some change feet tall. He kind of looks like looks like Conan as a druid. That's the best way to describe him. Huge metal helmet that you can hardly see the beadiness of his eyes. And I imagine that he just, like Nihilus said, he's like, halt, stop. And you can tell with everything that he, yells out that he's not attacking. He's literally just creating a shield when he could easily attack.
Your friend from reviving Argynvost. We want the skull back. For the Revenants, we are here to kill Strahd.
We asked for one thing.
You've asked for many.
We asked for one thing, and we offered some ideas. We've listened to your side about Orcus coming down into this world.
And yet you do not take it seriously. For some reason, you feel like this calamity is just going to wait for you guys to go and rally your armies to go kill Strahd. And then you want to, on the other hand, say you have the power to handle everything already.
You think that ghosts, messages, guys. You think that ghosts are going to help?
Loban just said that. Loban, that one line you said you're there to kill. We need to take the dragon skull back to kill Strahd, correct? Okay.
We're offering to bring the dragon back. Strahd.
Slowly, the bones begin to glow, and they begin to kind of crackle and move, and writhe. They start to lift, and as they do, they begin to stand. It is still combat, so they're like literally moving and they're glowing, like all white. They're literally glowing white through the smoke as this thing is rising. The bones are rising up and standing. It is right now, as I have it, right? Elry, Garrick. If Garrick is standing there, then it's Creus. Creus is standing in front of him. You watching as Fido is like standing back up. Quake is kind of backing away. The wings spread out, the bones on them kind of crackling from not having any, cartilage and movement. And then, as everyone seems to be just kind of in disbelief, is Creus not doing anything?
He's just looking up at it and going,
Dax, you're up next.
All right, so I'm standing next to. I'm looking at Ellen and Nihilus, and I'm like, oh no, this isn't good. I'm going to kind of dash away. Let's see, and I'm actually going to dash towards. Gosh, what's his name? I guess. Oh, Quake.
Okay. And as you dash,
taking the opportunity attack, Colin?
No.
So when you get over to Quake, what do you do?
So I tell him, it's too late now, but have it take us from here, all of us. We will figure out what to do with this thing afterwards. Please.
That's not a good idea. That's not a good... Shh! Shut up!
Just take it away.
Dragon begins to kind of sound like it's breathing. As you're talking to Garrick, or you said to Quake, as you're talking to Quake, how do you respond? You've got like a few seconds to say something back. I think you're almost surprised that it's working, but you're like, you turn and look at Dax, and what do you say?
Yes, I agree. I think he can help us get to safety and come to some better terms. Also, I wanted to could I address him? My character
Not now, only because it's not your turn. Address who?
The dragon.
You got a few seconds, so yeah, what would you say very quickly?
In Draconic, he says
it's still bones, hovering above you, these glowing bones.
Okay. He says, I've brought you back to life, aid me and my friends to safety, and be our ally.
And as you do that, it begins to kind of glow, and it gets so bright that you, for a second there, you can't really see the dragon anymore. It's just a ball of light hovering above you all. It stops everyone in their tracks. And surely enough, there begins to be a silhouette of a dragon as the light diminishes. And down the wings, you hear the flapping of not bone wings, but real wings. And then the light begins to shimmer off of the scales of the creature standing before you. This giant silver dragon lands down in the mud. I've been slumbering so long. And this huge silver, beautiful silver dragon, Argynvoss, stands before you all. Why take back a skull when we can just take the fight with me and all my renewed strength? Who did this? Who broke this curse?
Everybody points to Quake.
And so he leans, the dragon kind of leans down, looks at Quake. Thank you, friend. I am indebted to your favor. That fucking Strahd had me trapped inside, working for him like a pet. I must go to my manor. He kind of looks around on you all, and it's almost, he's still a bit groggy. Literally this ancient dragon back after hundreds and hundreds of years of, of being dead. And is kind of like gaining his surroundings. Does anybody say anything or do anything?
Lobin like raises an eyebrow as he looks at Quake. Impressive.
I thought he would be returned undead.
I told you, just believe us.
Believe you.
It worked, didn't it?
He's like he like whips his wings a couple times. It almost makes everybody fall over. And he goes, I must see my manor immediately. And he's just so angry. He's like, I can't wait to rip his head off. And as he kind of rears up on both legs, we kind of crash to black and take a break there as Argynvost is back alive. And we will figure out where we go from here, which came out of complete left field because I did not know.
Did not see that coming.
Out of character. I'm so sorry, Benji. I love you.
You guys are about to.
In character, you realize that's what I had to do.
Well, no,
nobody saw that coming.
Nope.
So yeah, it is a. So when Benji sent me the information, it's a full resurrection of an ancient creature. So the ancient creature comes back to life in full. And so you guys were so scared. It was so funny because you guys are about to kill everybody for this skull. And I'm like, Benji is about to bring Argynvost back to life if he does this.
Benji, in a way, may have just sabotaged his own party because now they realize Strahd or the Silver Dragon or Orcus.
Yeah.
Like the
Not
player.
a problem. Not a problem. I feel like we have a stronger argument now.
Yeah, Benji, I have props to you, man. I'm thinking, what the fudge? Is he trying to start a fight? Like I'm thinking, okay, let's do it. That was awesome.
Quake, he kind of he serves more his group than actual Strahd.
Quake is a gentle
No,
soul.
it was great. It was great.
He's too good for Barovia.
Yeah.
So it'll take like a good 5 minutes, and we'll get back into it. What I'll say before that break is, I'll give you guys a chance, of course, to role play and talk to Argynvost. But do you guys plan to? Do you guys want to just kind of pick up right here in this scene, or on the road, or would they travel with him, or would they just kind of talk to him for a minute? I'm fine with all of it.
Lobin would ask to get a ride from Argynvost and get this fight going as fast as possible because he wants.
Depends on them. They're trying to kill us.
This is what I'm saying is, with the Fangs accompanying them after like this whole tense moment with the Fangs, go with Argynvost.
We would talk. There's multiple options.
Yeah,
like we could
problem. I'm pretty sure that the Knights of Argynvost will not like me or you, Nihilus, because of actions taken in the past.
Well, yeah, remember? I don't think we would go in. I don't think we'll go inside.
And we have some personal problems with Creus, and we're wondering if the dragon's totally fine with letting a vampire onto his back. Like, the only vampires in Barovia are Strahd's.
This is true.
Which is why my recommendation is to split up right now and possibly attack from 2 different directions.
Then we'll take it a step at a time. I'll give me a second to think about.
Clearly, haven't made a decision. Yeah.
Yep, I haven't made. I'll think that through, and then we'll jump right back into it. Good stuff.
All right.
That was like
Benji, that was awesome.
I had like one other contingency plan for like characters that might, and that was not one. It was just like, oh shit.
This was a total like, here, my biceps bigger. Actually, mine is. No, his is actually.
Yeah.
So,
Benji comes out here with the big guns.
Yeah.
And that's what's so funny is Quake has been. What's interesting is Quake's been on the bad guy side, but it's just, there's this honest, like this just kind of pure of heartness to his character. He's just like, I just want to bring the dragon back. It's so funny. Oh man, and it worked. So, all right.
See if you guys will be
Man.
a little more receptive. Now,
I mean, Dax has some weird motives, so
I'm not negotiating
all
with
about it.
Dax no more. Dax is not the one I'm negotiating with. I was hoping that Elry would be the voice of reason, but right now she's just the assassin in the dark.
Loban's been reasonable.
Loban has not been reasonable at
Loban's
all.
been more
I slapped the
reasonable,
best
I
out of
think.
reasonable. Loban has been 0% reasonable. Loban said, "Give me the skull and we don't kill you," 9 times, and we're just like, "Can we negotiate? Is that just this is where you guys are?"
I'm being reasonable because Nihilus asked me to. Otherwise, I would have gone to town on y'all.
This is
the
great.
The one truth is that if we fight, multiple people from both sides are dying.
Yeah.
That's the one
No
truth
one's
we
gonna
know.
no one's gonna be around.
It's so great,
And
like to
Nihilus,
see the
yeah.
tension between everyone, and like I don't know, should I say it? Should I not say it? Should I?
Yeah.
Do I attack? It was just like this. It's like a high school, like a middle school dance almost. We were all just kind of holding each other out. It was great.
Saying all that mess about the Raven Queen, like
People are getting
What do you mean,
upset. I'm like,
mess?
fuck you. Fuck.
Well, I mean,
Cornelius
and
was saying this.
yeah,
Ellen
and
was speaking
so
truth.
yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, right, Nick? So remember, Creus is from Eberron. There are no gods. All the gods, they're gone. They're dead. And the only things that are left, the only real gods that are left in there are the dragons. And nobody fucks with the dragons because they will literally just come and destroy everything. They are all the equivalent of the ancient red dragon in Forgotten Realms. They don't care. Like, they don't care about humans. They don't care about elves. They don't care about fae. They are there as nuclear deterrents. So when Creus was saying, like, let's bring the dragon back, like, he knows what he's talking about.
Oh man, it's good.
Benji, that was awesome.
Yeah, I missed my buddy, but it's not the same buddy.
Oh no! Now he's about to take his ball and go home. He was like, "I don't like playing with y'all. Y'all are hostile."
That was pretty sweet.
All right, I'm gonna be back and go get some more
Let's get some water.
Do I really have to be the only character without a death wish, guys?
I do not want to die.
death is
You
an
and me.
honorable thing.
Why be honorable when you can be alive?
Oh, I wanted to go at Josh and Loban and Kador so hard, and I was just like, nope. If we talk, we get shot. If we get shot, people are dying. That's just how this works. That's the world we live in. Yeah, I didn't want to have to do that to you guys. I promised myself that I'd stop dropping fireballs on Eddie. Even though he played another character that's resistant to it.
He's got evasion now. Like he should be. He'll be fine if you drop a fireball on him.
Yeah.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking, Jason?
Lagunitas Lil something.
Nice.
That sounds good. I'm gonna grab me a beer. Hold on. I'm gonna grab.
Please do. I would grab something harder, but I decided that Nihilus is going to try his best to be polite and survive today.
This changes a lot of things.
This changes a lot. Like, this was not on my radar at all. Because Benji just sends me a message going, hey, can I use this on Fido? And I'm like, oh, shit. It was like,
please don't.
Yeah, I know.
Here.
There's some major issues for this party here with this. I don't really, I'm still, I need the break so I could just think through Argynvoss right now. What would you do?
Yeah. I mean, you said that he remembered
He kind of
What's going
remembered,
on?
yeah, he kind of remembered being used as Strahd's puppet. So I imagine that he probably remembered like you guys to some degree being on his back. But then in the same time, the same 2 seconds, he'd be like, well, that was while I was under the tutelage of Strahd. Therefore, those people are probably evil. That said, I'll just leave the rest to my own.
Yeah.
I'm real concerned about what happened with that staff.
You already know me, Mal. That's why I'm standing next to Ellen.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's messed up, man. 30 feet of tracks. That's it. Just the general direction. Did you give me the direction? North, south, east.
What did I say? Of what?
Northeast.
Oh,
the direction of the
it was
footsteps.
going the direction of the footsteps. We're going northeast.
And
I mean,
we've
we've
been
got-
in this area before. Do we know what's northeast?
Yeah, northeast would be heading like as though you're heading towards Valaki, or past it, like that direction. Like you're trying to leave. Pretty much that northeast would be leaving the ruins of Berez.
So that's the opposite direction of both Orcus. That's not going towards Orcus.
It's not
nor
going towards it's not going towards Orcus. It would
North
be.
Strahd.
It's going. It could be. I mean, it's like it could be going towards the direction of Strahd, just depending on maybe the landscape. You know, you might work your way out and then head another direction. But yeah, it's kind of just going. It's almost like really north. It's not. Strahd's probably far east, and the mountain is behind you to the south. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have Garrick, who should be pretty good at tracking, and we have a ranger. Well, we have 2 rangers. I know at least one of them is the swamp is the favorite terrain. I don't know about you, Chris.
Let me check.
Did you give up favorite terrain for
I don't
favorite
think I
foe, or
did.
did you keep it?
No, I think I kept it. Let me see.
I had to change. I had to, as soon as I opened my beer, it just. It just
Oh
got-
no!
Yeah,
no,
so
bueno.
Oh,
I had to change.
Damn. No, I had forest and mountain.
okay. Well,
Got it. Man, your feathers be taking real breaks, Mal.
Oh yeah.
They be getting too intense. Gotta chill out, guys.
Sorry about that.
Relax. Enjoy yourself.
you're good.
No, I'm just. Y'all know I love you guys.
No, you hate this. But no, I came back from I drove from Wyoming. I got here like an hour and a half before the game. I'm like, I haven't eaten all day.
Golly.
So I just like
Ooh.
I just shoved the whole chicken down my throat.
You guys are. It's
I'm at
okay
it.
to eat on camera with.
I like to do it. I like to do it.
Nikki's the queen of it. It's like.
Yeah, but yeah.
See,
Yeah,
I saw
because
Nikki
she-
doing it, so I did it, and then Troy was just like, "Them
Yeah.
chicken wings look good." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Damn, man." After that, I'm like, I'm munching on stuff.
But guys, you haven't seen me eat. So
yeah. Okay.
I'm doing you a favor. Doing you a favor, yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Eric, is it the only you only have 30 minutes as a teacher to eat?
Yeah, I work while I eat. Yes, you know how that goes. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I know what you look like while eating then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, 3 + 4. Oh, ooh.
Can I get a cheers? Can I get a cheers with someone?
cheers.
Yes.
Cheers, brother. Cheers.
It might disappear, but yeah.
Yeah. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Yeah. Cheers. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
May this be a better year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think regardless, you just really made for one interesting twist to the story.
That was
And that's why I didn't want to read too much into this encounter. I just wanted to see what everybody was going to do. You know.
I liked, Malcolm, how you were typing a lot.
Oh my God, I was talking to everybody. I was talking
like,
to everybody, and I'm like,
I-
sorry, I'm trying to get back to Nikki. Oh, and I'm sending the wrong messages to people. And I'm
I
like,
was gonna say, how many of us sent you private messages?
oh man,
I
there's a
think
whole
everybody.
conversation. Yeah, of like
Yeah.
I think I had one with Benji. I was having one with Nikki. I was having one. I don't think maybe
Mm.
not Ellen.
A little bit with me.
A little bit with you.
Mine got
everybody,
answered
so-
when he said, I'm answering other people. I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah. Oh man, very
Wow.
very cool. So
But Benji, man, that is the drawing for tomorrow. That's That is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that would be sick.
That's a
With a
legendary
giant
character.
arrow on your hand,
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
like touching the dragon's head.
Yeah.
There's blood trickling down.
so much.
I picture Will Scarlet from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, when he gets the arrow, like just sticking out the other end. But he still does it.
Yeah, that looks good, Renee. The behind you, that drawing.
Oh yeah, that's the ballpoint. So after Malcolm's whole like, here's what you see, and I was just like, ooh. So it's all just ballpoint, no pencil, no nothing, just.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I always try to picture what Krios looked like.
Yeah.
And Krios, that eye, the socket is slowly healing because the gem is no longer in it. So it's almost like he's got like a weird, nasty eye right now. It's slowly.
Yeah, that's why when he went, when he was in front of Datura, like he had told him like, the eye is forming, and Josh kind of looked like, what? Because yeah, that's where the gem was. So now that it was it's like baby eyeball.
In all fairness, none of you have seen Datura's face because the Raven helm, like a full helmet.
Seeing your silhouette.
That doesn't count.
It's enough
I
to
don't
know.
even- yeah, I don't
it's
even
enough
think
for
I've
Nihilus to
seen-
know he doesn't like it.
Actually, no. Yeah, I do recall imagining his face when there was a brief downtime when they'd been relaxing.
Yeah, he's taking it off in front of his friends, but when he's out and about, it's on.
Because there was that
Take a
one scene,
vacation,
right, where
buddy.
you guys were doing the training, where he walked over and he picked it up and then he put it back on. See, I've been paying attention. I've been watching.
Well, he also polished up his armor that night. So he was just wearing all black clothing, just normal, pale dude.
Yeah, hold on. I've got a picture that I'm gonna put behind me. I just gotta crop it so that it fits.
Looking like Elric.
Dude, I'm glad to
Oh,
say this turned out this way because I am like a silver dragon like nerd. Like I've been obsessed with them like since I was little. I was like, oh, they're just so cool.
They're dope, man.
Yeah, they're dope. I love them. What was that noise?
That's
a dragon.
The dragon.
Artemis.
Breathing. Artemis breathing.
That's...
Malcolm's timer.
Yeah, yeah. My time sounds like go off at all the wrong times.
Oh, that's cool, Josh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's the one. So the closest thing, I still haven't been able to find a good miniatures. I'm working on miniatures for you all, but you can see I did get a character with a beak. He's got he doesn't have the armor quite the same, but
Plague Doctor.
Yeah, Plague Doctor, and then Elry got a new little mini.
Wait.
So still working on them and
Itty bitty mini.
yeah. I realize Nikki makes me realize that I don't have nearly enough halfling or gnome miniatures to use because she plays all small people. Yeah.
I had no idea that I had a tendency towards small critters until y'all pointed it out.
Next character has to be Goliath.
All
No.
right.
A Goliath
It's gonna be a
room
mini
night,
Goliath.
so that
Just
you
like
can
making,
enlarge.
Well,
Just
that's
like making small characters because
Yeah.
everyone else is so
Oh,
big.
please-
It's like
No, please don't do that. That happened to, who was it? Whose character was that in our game? Was it Nick?
Goliath Rune Knight.
No. When they enlarged the.
Oh,
Was it you, Nick? They got enlarged as a halfling.
Yes, it was.
That was so
Silverfeet
bad.
Lee. And
what
I
happened?
fastball specialed you across the room into that tunnel.
He's just
That
a
was
regular
great.
sized guy.
With the way Richard
He
was
he
describing
reduced
like
the guy that we were
proportions.
fighting, and then enlarged himself. So they would be the same size while fighting. It was ridiculous.
That's awesome.
Because a halfling goes from small to normal.
right. That
And
makes
then-
sense.
Yeah.
That's one size larger.
I'm huge.
And then he
Oh.
just fastball specialed Goosh through the across the cavern.
I just love that Malcolm before this game was like, I've got some ideas on where this can go.
And then I was
I'm
like,
where in your notes was this one?
nowhere. There's Argon Boss is not supposed to come back alive in this game.
No.
It's not.
This is
oh.
like this is like a legendary character, like you know, in the old, even the old module. So it's like you just hear about him, you don't see him.
So
We'll ride this thing all the way to Ravenloft. Like we don't even have to open the door. He'll just claw his. Strahd's screwed. In one fell swoop, Strahd's screwed.
Yeah.
Just burn the top of the castle. We drop in. Just.
Yeah.
Like Black Ops troops, we rappel down ropes off of his back.
I love the look. I love the look. I did love torching the the feathers, because you guys are just like, oh no, another. We failed another mission. Like I like all of you guys are just like again.
We were over in our group chat like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
And then all the Fangs are like, yeah, we bringing that dragon back. And then it turns into him, and then the Fangs are like, wait, what? Like, and then the feathers are like, yeah.
Wait, so,
it was like the ball of emotions that went through all the little windows.
The expressions were great. I mean, I'm like this. I'm like, and then all of a sudden, my jaw hits. You know. Wait, so you guys thought? Never mind. I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, you ready to jump back in?
Yeah.
I think tonight's game is the beginning of the first of the year. A lot of us haven't talked to each other stuff. I imagine we're probably gonna end somewhere between 8:40 or close to 9. I probably won't do so. We're gonna at that. I know it's a Sunday, so I know some of you guys work. If you need to jump off, at least that up, and it's at a nice point where everybody can get off, or stick around and chop it up and figure out where things are going on. From here. Just to shoot the shit with each other. Since it's like, we rarely get all of you at the table like this. So, which the way things are going, I don't know. It's like, is this going to be a consistent thing? I don't know. So if they do join up, they'll probably have to go on like separate covert missions.
And his party grew 3 sizes.
Like spy versus spy.
You guys had me concerned. I was like, did I lay on the whole you guys should roleplay a little too thick? Because I was like, why isn't somebody to start attacking somebody yet? Like there was a point when I was like, okay, just kill somebody. Datura, I know you want to kill Nihilus.
Well, not even Nihilus. 100%. Our only problem is Krius, because we're here with a walking vampire.
That's the only problem. Yeah.
And
What's so funny is
the only reason Datura hasn't struck yet is because Loben or Kador haven't given. Like, he's a dog on a leash chomping at the bit, but neither of them have given the go-ahead.
The walking vampire is it's a bit much. It's a bit bad, but I'm surprised no one's like, dude looks like the Walking Dead. Nihilus looks like a lich, like low-key with wings. And everybody's like, yeah, that guy though. but he's really diplomatic, so he's cool.
We've seen, I imagine we've seen wilder shit than a dude with wings and dark eyes.
Shit in the abyss.
This is true. This is true.
Nihilus is an unidentified. We're not quite sure about him yet, but we all know what a vampire looks like.
Yeah.
Nihilus is the least diplomatic.
Except for Elry, who hates me already.
She already doesn't trust the group she's with.
Yeah.
She's not about to like start trusting all these new people who fell out of the sky and are all sorts of crazy. Literally. Yeah. So
Elry's like in like a wonderland, like it's like the dark, twisted wonderland for her, because she did not sign up for any of this shit. Like
she's on so many side quests, it's unbelievable.
Well, you've got someone here who might help with your main quest. You just got to ask him the right questions.
Yeah, but she won't get the answers that are real because he might not know the real story. But that's not for Elry to
part
know.
of the story.
Let's not spill what we're thinking. Let's do it. Yeah.
And so, this giant, majestic dragon stands before you, folds his wings back, and takes a moment to observe the situation, eyes the parties or the people, not knowing who's with who. And then he begins to kind of scowl. You start to see his tooth show a fang. He goes, I smell undead. And then he looks at Nihilus for a second. He snarls, what is this? And then he looks at Quake. Looks at Krius. And they must be killed, destroyed. And he kind of breathes in really heavy, like he's about to bellow some out in Krius's direction.
Now, be patient. We would like to strike a deal.
Is Creus back to me if he's facing the dragon?
Yes.
I'll put 2 shots in.
Oh. Make your attack roll. We will keep initiative orders at. If this is the case, we will go back to if Datura, you were at. Okay, so Dax, Nihilus, Kedor. I'm gonna go ahead and just give you the attack. I don't think Kriya sees that one.
So if it's a surprise, does it have the full advantage, or?
I'll give you the advantage, but I won't make it a surprise attack where he'll lose his turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure because it 2 attacks per action. Is it? Do I only get 1 off?
So here's the thing. I'm gonna let you get. So I'm gonna give you 1 shot off now. You can get the other shot on your actual turn.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Oh, they're both gonna miss. It's fine.
So and with advantage.
The
first one with advantage. I'll say the second one because he's a vampire. So by the time that first one lands, he's going to react. So.
Okay. The first one was a 13. The second one's an 18.
I think he. So Krius, I would think that.
Both of them?
I think that Datura is surgical. So if you did dodge both of these, it would probably be to that vampire prowess. Like you just feel it, spidey senses kick in. What does it look like as you?
So as he's talking, right, the world kind of slows down, and he can hear the bowstring being pulled back. So he just slightly, and as he looks at it, he just kind of dodges the first one, and wherever the second one was aiming, he just kind of like turns.
How
and
did
then
he get
just
18? I hate that.
Oh no, Krius is pretty nasty. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's just...
Okay, that's the shots.
And he just kind of like looks at you like,
are you above anything? I'm looking at Krius really quickly here. So he rolled an 18 and he missed you? Yeah. Wait, so Krius, you rolled an 18?
Mm-hmm.
Did you roll 18?
Yeah.
Okay, so then one did.
That should should hit you.
The first shot with
Should've
advantage was a 13 and a 12, but the second shot was an 18.
Okay,
okay.
Naturally.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So the first one
did
did.
Hit by you get tagged by the second one.
Second one tagged me then.
Yeah, so that second was just 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
So where we left off this is all still happening because Datura goes for the shot. The dragon is still reeling back, looking at Krius. He hasn't gone still yet. If we go back to where we are, Nihilus, did you pass on your turn? Were we at Kador? Nihilus, did you ever get a turn in that original?
Did Nihilus hold his action?
Nihilus hasn't held his action yet, but he's going from
because I felt like
hands up.
We left off on Dax, is where I remember. Am I?
Yeah, Dax goes before, or I think Dax goes before me because of his.
But Dax had already gone. Dax has rushed over and talked.
Yeah,
so it is you, Nihilus.
Oh, okay.
So it
yeah,
should be Nihilus.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Nihilus puts one hand down and grabs onto Ellen, and it's just like, guys, we're still trying to talk, and he's holding an action for any sign of aggression from either the dragon or the feathers.
Okay. As that happens from Nihilus, Kador, you see the arrow go into Krius. You see Krius kind of shift unnaturally out of the way. I mean, for the first one, and the second one tag him like in the arm. He breaks the arrow and kind of whips around, looking towards Datura. The dragon catches all of this, very like taking it all in. What do you do?
I look at the silver dragon very quickly, and then look over at. I'm anticipating a response, so I'm going to cast Hold Person on Krius.
Krius.
No, he does have his hands up, just so you know.
Oh, he does. Okay, I missed that.
He's that's why he was just like, what the?
Okay.
But he's got he's got part of the shaft in his arm, and he's just.
I'm glad you spoke up, but I'll cast it anyway.
Okay, so with your hands up, I mean, you need to make a. Save.
I'm not attacking. I'm just.
Yeah, just Hold Person.
Yeah.
It's a save.
It's a wisdom, I believe. Wisdom. Let me check. Does that sound right, guys? Let me check. Sorry.
Sounds right, but these always sound right, but I'm usually wrong. So.
I'm looking it up.
Sounds right.
Yes, it is.
Sweet.
What's the DC for that?
Yeah.
It's 14. So it's kind of low.
Awesome. 14.
Interesting.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
So you
one-time
feel
D&D
so then
hammer.
you feel the magic kind of roll over you as you realize, you know, someone tried to, you know, stop you, Chris, and you still have your hands up.
He has his
Yes.
hands up.
He just yells louder, I'm trying to make a deal.
And at this point, I think as you look up, Chris, you can tell that Argenvoss has taken note to this, but still has this look like he's ready to destroy you any given second. As we move from Kador to Quake. Quake, you're up. Oh, I think you're muted. Sorry, bud.
There we go. Sorry. Quake, he turns to Argenvoss, and he speaks to him in Draconic. Actually, if I were to cast send message, is there a limit on how much I can say, or could I just?
When you send a message, I think there is, right? There's like you actually have to like write it out for the sake of this and the time. I mean, you have to have like very specific wording that you're gonna say. I think it's a certain amount of words that you. But if I'll be a little lenient if you know exactly what you're trying to tell him.
No, I mean I don't have exactly what I'm going to say. I'll
Okay.
just say it out loud out loud in Draconic. Spare me and my friends. We're talking of a deal. Maybe we can all have a similar goal in mind. My only hope is to maybe you can aid us to get me and my friends here back to safety somehow.
That's all he hears. He hasn't responded. It moves to Ellen. Oh, you fired. I thought you fired both shots though.
2 attacks per. Well, was it 1 attack action or?
I was originally going to give you 1 attack and then 1 on your turn, but then I thought you fired both shots. So one, he dodged 1, and then he got hit by 1. Oh, was that because I was giving you advantage on the first strike. You said he missed that one because it was like a 13 and a 14, right? And then you tagged him with an 18. So do you have an attack left on your turn? Because I'm not like those won't be extra.
Right.
Action.
I have action surge.
Okay, you can do that. Yep, it is your turn then. That's the reason so that's why I skipped you. I didn't skip you on purpose.
Okay.
Oh, yep.
As he still with the bow in hand, action surging
Before, though, he calls out, Lord Dragon, we have come here on behalf of the Knights of Argenvoss. We are with you, but allow us to take care of this trash before we go to the monastery.
But before that, the shadow is going to rush to Creus and attempt to grapple him.
Can everyone make a wisdom save? It's not a spell or anything going on, but this is as Argenvoss is kind of perceiving the situation here.
You said everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a 2.
Nat 20.
A non-natural one.
Golly, Nikki.
A
15.
dirty
I'll take
one.
a picture of it. I
No,
fucking
we
swear.
believe you.
Got a 15.
I rolled
Yeah.
a dirty 1,
Okay. I'll give
so
it.
it's not nat.
I got a 2.
Sorry, I
19.
have to roll for Garrick as well. Garrick rolled.
For today's episode, I'm going to use Ancient Silver Dragon, but Argenvoss is probably going to have his own custom stats in a week or two.
Garrick
wanna
rolled a
f-
dirty 20. Nihilus rolled a nat 20.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
I want to thank my party for carrying my dirty 1.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So he
The one
sees
that goes.
he's starting to put the situation together. By the way, he sees through everybody, even Nikki's nat 20. He's even Ellery.
He knows our hearts.
He's legendary.
he's sizing it up. If you want to get a plus 16 to perception before you even roll.
Oh,
Jeez.
So yeah. Actually, so yeah. So where were we at? So
the shadow rushed Creus and grappled him. So it's an athletics versus athletics.
Okay. Athletics versus athletics to okay. So Creus against Datura, or is that who you rush?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. So it goes rushing forward.
Nat 20, 25.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Does that do it?
I rolled 14.
You are restrained.
So
and so the shadow
I'm
wraps with his arms in the air, wraps around him and twists him around to face the longbow. And so that took one of my attacks, but I still have the other one, so I'm launching that second one with advantage because he's restrained.
All right. So Creus is restrained, locked in by the shadow. The shadow kind of rushes along the dirt and rises up past you, and Creus goes to try to like move, and he shifts into a second space right where the shadow is. Shadow's able to like do the same thing and grapple you as you see Datura notching another arrow.
So it repaid my natural 20 with a 1 and a 2, so that's a 9 and a 10. Which I imagine both miss.
Both of those miss. So it's like you're surprised, Datura, as the vampire shifts wildly, still being held, but causing you not to be able to get a good shot, frustrating you with each one of those, with the release of that bow. I mean,
and then I will. Let's see. I think I still have my bonus action. I have one more thing. I have the. Yeah, it's not even a bonus action. It's the Unleash Incarnation. So seeing that miss, I'm going to immediately drop the bow, pull a dagger, and then from where the shadow itself is going to plunge that dagger into Creus.
All right.
Whenever I take the attack action, I can make one additional melee attack from the Echo's position.
So he's letting go. He's no longer grappling then.
Yeah, he's no longer grappling him.
Okay.
So this will just be a flat roll. I can't hit for anything today. That's an 11.
11. I don't know if that hits Creus. That doesn't hit, right? So Creus is able to shift and move as that dagger barely misses.
Fighting vampires is hard.
As we move to Ellen. But I've also done some really balanced stuff to make Creus could easily not be in this game. He could still die just like the best of you guys. So just
my rolls are just straight garbage.
So we move from Datura to Ellen.
I just rolled a nat 20, a 1, a 2, and a 3.
Jeez.
Feels bad, man.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're getting a little confused with what was the condition for Nihilus's held spell?
Technically, it was Fang aggression.
It was anything aggression. So tell us what you guys are doing.
Well, I mean that's not me.
I mean, Nihilus does he? I mean, I guess with spells, I guess you can say you're gonna hold, and you can still. Well, actually, with the reaction, you can actually. Here's what you have to do, because if I'm not mistaken by the rules, if you don't actually do the thing when it triggers, you drop it and you lose the action. Right?
Yeah. I was going to ask, will you allow Colin to act before it goes off?
Oh. Here's what I'll say. You're trying to cast, he's trying to beat you. Technically, you're already out of initiative order. Ellen, depending on what he needs to do, will need to make a check to overbeat give me an Arcana check. And depending on what Ellen's trying to do, Ellen, what would you be doing?
On my turn, I was planning to talk to try to de-escalate this.
Okay, so I don't think it's really. What would you? So I wouldn't even make you roll then. What do you say before he casts his spell?
I'm saying more to my group than theirs, but I'm saying this changes everything. None of us are invested in Strahd living. We can take what we want from him. Why don't we try to get along if the Death Squad here lets us?
And then what do you dimension? Is it a dimension door? Ellen.
We would really like to be friends. Peace out.
And then, so Ellen and and send me a message, I guess, how far away you are or where you are going to.
Hello, Ben.
So let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
As you're as you're teleporting out, Loban says, "We only have problem with the vampire."
Man, they want you.
Okay.
Head, Chris.
I would gladly assist you with taking down Strahd and getting you out of here.
And then and then as you say that, Loban, they disappear. So if you've got any other thing else you want to do with your turn, I'll allow you so to do it, since I know these have been long rounds. But they just dimension doors before your eyes. So if you're not if you're gonna be non-aggressive, then I mean, what do you? Yeah, you can.
I mean, so Nihilus is using his action to teleport us.
Yes.
Considering that, I'll use. I will actually cast invisibility, and I will twin spell so that both of us are invisible.
Okay, so you guys both just that I'll allow. You guys just disappear.
After we teleport.
Yep. As Loban says that, the dragon starts to step back and look and goes, "I smell darkness on all of you. What makes me think I shouldn't just burn this? Shouldn't rend you all asunder?"
Lord Argynvost. And he takes his scimitar and he just...
"Don't call me Lord Vampire.
Where I come from, you are a lord. I am not from here. But I will promise you this. I will help you destroy Strahd, if that is what you wish. And if I go back on my word, you can destroy me."
I believe he can destroy you whenever he wishes.
Great dragon. He says this, and he lies. What's to stop us from reaching Strahd's castle, and then this spawn returning to his master, tail between his legs? As I have said, great lord, we come on behalf of your order. And if once we reach them, they will vouch for us.
They come on behalf of the Raven Queen, Argynvost.
As well.
The Raven Queen they come on behalf of. I come only merely to stay in Barovia. I have
to
no
serve
means.
yourself.
We also come to kill the Devil Strahd.
He starts to lift off, flapping his wings, and then he looks down on Quake, and he goes, "I am quite vexed, and I am not all whole. But little Genasi, what? I feel indebted to you. Who are your allies? Is that vampire your ally? Speak truth."
Without his help, I could never have brought you back to the living. He brought me where I needed to be to gain that power to bring you back. And we strongly ask for your to be your allies.
You didn't want to bring me back to continue my servitude for Strahd?
I serve my party and my friends. So I feel their word would be as good as mine.
Enough. I've heard all I need. Those of you who say you are here to speak with my order. He looks around. My household is just over these trees. The land has changed so much. It is so cursed. I will take those with me. The vampire cannot go. Vampire, you undead, you want a deal. I have heard similar talk before from a similar pale-faced man. What makes you any different?
I have nothing to lose.
He thought the same. And what deal do you want to make?
That I'm allowed to stay in Barovia. I have
What is
no
it?
choice in the matter of going home. There's nothing there.
I want to free my land. Barovia is my land. I want it taken back to the plains that it was. I want it restored. I don't want anyone to have it. No deal.
If that is what you wish.
Any lands?
Although Argynvost one final small matter.
He careens his neck like annoyed and like looks over at you.
Do you know Orcus?
What of him?
He's coming. Just a thought. But there's no way without help you will take this plane back to wherever it comes from.
Persuasion
He's
check
coming.
from Creus.
Ooh, nat 20.
Nat 20. Argynvost got a nat 20 as well. So what is it with you?
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I said nat 20.
Oh no!
I have a counterplay.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the dragon's charisma was a bit higher.
Where is it?
So, you're going to help me destroy Orcus?
If that is what is necessary, all I ask is that I be allowed to stay somewhere.
Great dragon, you do not need the services of this thin blood.
He looks over to Tura. Do not speak. I said I have heard enough. I don't trust you either. You all reek of darkness and shadow. And Raven Queen, the Raven Queen. This all makes me angry that this is where my land has come, that darkness reigns against darkness. But you know what? I am an honorable dragon. And this one here, Quake, he doesn't know your name, but he says I am indebted. And I would at least hear out those, if my household talk to the Raven Queen, I will hear them before I will hear any more from you, vampire. And if Orcus is coming, then let him come. Because I am going to be ready this time. And he lays down a wing for those all other than Creus to climb aboard his back, including Quake.
Lobin walks forward. He promised the Argynvost household.
Elry steps out of the shadows and gives an elaborate bow to the dragon, says nothing, and walks on to
Nice.
the wing.
Now, Quake, are you climbing aboard as well? He's not allowing your friend. This is a tough choice, I know it could be, but he seems to be headstrong right now. I mean, and I imagine that, this is a dragon who's woken up from centuries of age-old cursed nap. He may not, put it this way, he doesn't even know his own household are full of undead. So that could change everything for him once he gets back. But right now, he's steadfast to this. You are permitted to come.
Yeah, it is tough. Because I don't want to leave Krios behind. But I feel like I almost have to, like I should go. So I don't know. It's kind of tough.
Your choice.
Quake. Go with the dragon. If anyone can be trusted with Argynvost, it's you. You brought him back. I'll be fine. He just kind of slaps Quake.
Okay, yeah. Quake says, okay, I'll go with the dragon. But I would have followed you. I would have followed you to the end. And he climbs on Argynvost.
Very quick. It'll end soon enough.
And there's this like flapping, almost like a helicopter, as the wind gets whipped up as Krios is standing there, as Argynvost begins to lift off the ground.
Krios isn't the only one staying.
Oh yeah, who else is staying? Am I missing? Who is staying?
Datura nods. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no.
But I was going to say because we're.
Well, no, I know you guys are
earshot.
off. You guys are in. Okay, so you guys are within earshot, so you can still step in. I didn't know how far. I didn't want to. You guys could jump in when you want to. Yes.
Well, this will unfortunately break. This will break my. Oh no, it won't break. Yes, it will. It will break my spell on. I think the invisibility on me, but not on Nihilus. But I was going to cast message because we are within 100 feet.
Okay.
To Argynvost directly, and say, Argynvost, am I welcome in your house as well? Things may be different from how you remember them.
Different. If you know the location, then meet me at my statue in the courtyard. We will talk. I have much to catch up on, but please get out of my mind.
Of course.
Now, Datura, I heard.
Oh, I was waiting to see what everyone else was doing.
So far, did I hear anybody did not get on? Kador?
I got on with my companions. Yes.
Okay.
Quake shouts out to Krios. Or actually, how would that work? I mean, if
don't worry about it right now. leave that up to me. that's my job to figure out. It's your job to figure out what you think your character wants to do. Now, if it means you might play an episode with the feathers, you might play an episode with the feathers, and be away from your party, or maybe Krios is not in an episode or something like that. I can always figure that out. But don't overthink it, because I'd rather you do what's kind of what you think is his heart, Quake's heart.
Yeah. I just Jason, you read my mind. You that's weird. You read my mind of reading someone's mind. Yeah, I was gonna cast message over to Krios. Quake says, Krios, shout out where and when you want us to meet up again. And I think it's important to be able to do like a message, it sounds like a better idea, just so Argynvost might not like that I'm trying to get Krios back.
You're shouting over to Krios? You're shouting?
No, I'm casting message. I'm just saying.
Sending a message to him.
It just sounds like a better idea to do it silently.
So what's the message that you're sending to Krios?
Shout out a place where we can meet back, a place and time, maybe.
Krios, as you're relaying the message, are you going to share the message with the dragon? Or do you plan to do this, what Quake is asking of you, as you hear the message entering your mind?
Yeah, he'll he'll look up and he'll just give him like the thumbs up that way.
Chris, give me a Constitution save.
I knew it was coming at some point today. 12.
12. Krius, as you see Krius give that thumbs ups, the dragon kind of scoffs and a cone of cold just blasts and rolls over Krius' body. He takes 65 cold damage. I don't know if that puts you down, but you start to freeze. Even in your vampire state, you can feel this cold biting. Are you up or down?
He's almost down.
Nice.
He's just barely there.
Just for clarification, is everyone else on the dragon?
Yes. And then he dives forward with a claw forward to strike.
Oh, he doesn't need to do that. I was about to say, before that happens, Datura leans over to Elry.
Dear Elry, may I borrow your sword, please?
Why?
Trust me, please. Just this once.
I would need you to beat Argynvoss's initiative on one roll if you're trying to do something to interfere. And I have rolled.
It's a 10.
He had a 19. So,
Man, I had a
what are
moment in my mind.
What's the moment? What are you trying to do?
Oh,
you know I'm pretty forgiving. I'd like to hear what it is.
Well, what Datura is trying to do is he was hoping the dragon would leave because he was going to stay behind and fight Krius himself. But if Argynvoss is just going to take care of the whole thing, then there's not much for Datura to do.
Oh, that's true, because I kind of jumped in the case because you hadn't even jumped on yet. I think it's too late. He's in there. It would have been really cool. Unless are you calling out to tell the dragon no, or you?
Well, what I was trying to do is I was trying to get Elry's blade, and then before any of this had happened, Datura was just going to jump off and like tailspin down. Like he would have, if he had gotten the blade any earlier before Argynvoss's actions, he would already be on the ground.
Got it.
But I didn't know when was the right time to jump in, and then it just kept going, and I was like, well, that's not happening.
I think Argynvoss just swoops over and comes down with a bite, and Krius, you're locked up. You look like you're frozen, like literally like Sub-Zero. The attack is a 25, and the damage is 21 on the bite. And you just watch as it swoops in and bites Krius and crushes him into like body parts. And then at that same moment, he grabs Datura with like by the scruff of your back, and just takes off.
At this point, I never jumped off because I never even got the blade.
Yeah. So you just
the conversation never.
So he
even
just
happened.
swoops in and just bites. Krius falls into a bunch of pieces, and the dragon starts to fly away. I'll leave this a moment. Ellen and Nihilus, what are you guys doing or saying? What's happening here in this moment?
Well, I'm going to share the message back and forth because with message with the cantrip, they can respond via it's like a whisper straight to my brain. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Argynvoss was just yelling out his response.
Yeah, he just literally. Oh, then I think he just yelled out his response in just frustration a bit. Yeah, but no, the response about where to meet he would have sent that back to you as a message so that you know where to meet. You know where he's like, if you know where the manor is, meet at the statue, and you can further discuss. And he said that for you and him. He didn't say that. He didn't necessarily feel that way about Krius at the moment.
Yeah, I get that feeling. So yeah, I will turn. I know Nihilus is there unless he moved. Argynvoss says, We could talk. Like I said, this changes everything. We don't need Strahd to be alive. We can take what we want.
We need to find that wand first.
Well, we don't have to talk right now. And, well, I don't know about Kriya's. Doesn't look good.
Yeah. Allington will try, but I don't think it's going to do anything.
What is Allington going to do?
Oh, because I left Allington when I teleported.
Oh, so you're asking Allington to look at Krios' condition?
Mm-hmm.
He's mushed up, cold, broken body parts. He looks like the T-1000 when they froze him with the nitrous in Terminator, and there's just blood chunks and everything just all like caught up bits and pieces where the dragon just crushed him up. No head. You see a few fingers here and there. He is just bits. A foot here, a foot there. His legs are probably the most intact thing.
All right. Yeah, we're not fixing Krios. He's probably not gonna be with us anymore.
Right, well, it's kind of ghoulish. We ought to see if there's anything he had that can help us. And then we need to go talk.
Agreed.
So where are you guys heading next? To the manor. And so we kind of like low angle shot on the bits of Krios as you guys kind of drop your heads and decide to have to move on. I think you at that moment you also noticed that where did Garrett go? Kind of look around for him, and the mist is kind of wafting over the land, and he's nowhere to be found. And it seems that the fangs have gotten a bit smaller. But like you said, this changes everything, and you guys all both walk off towards the swamp or towards the manor in the distance. And as we kind of pull away from the parts of Krios laying, there's a strange black mist kind of leaving the area of where he was and drifting up to the atmosphere as we slowly fade to black and into tonight's session. Thanks for playing.
I just kind of fell to pieces, y'all.
I was trying to give you an honorable out, but the chance never